Hello and welcome back to the simulation station. This is episode 4, I believe, of our Let's Play of the Detroit Tigers in OOOTP 23. So we have just gotten through simulating the playoffs, and the Toronto Blue Jays are your 2022 World Series champions. So good for them. As you can see, Vladdy Guerrero Jr. Hit himself an astounding 61 home runs this season with 143 RBIs. So I'm sure that has a bit to do with their success this season. So cool to see. Fan of the Blue Jays. Yeah, so we are about to begin the off season, and I will take you guys step by step with me through each of the processes and some of the decisions that I decide on. So, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you shortly. So it is award voting time, and I have filled out my ballot for the most part of some of the major awards. In my ballot, I am voting for Vladdy Guerrero Jr. Obviously, you can see, and I went over recently, 312 batting average, 143 RBIs, and 61 home runs. It's just an absolutely insane season, so good for him. It's close between him and Shohei, but I think I gotta go with Vladdy this season after Shohei knocked him off last year. Cy Young Award, we're gonna go vote for Dylan Cease. Pains me to say, as a division opponent, but 2.9 ERA, over 124 innings pitched, 10-1 win-loss record. So he obviously had a pretty good season there. Reliever of the year, I am once again going with another White Sox in Liam Hendricks, after earning himself 56 saves at a 1.74 ERA and 99 Ks. Rookie of the year, we are going to be voting for our very own Spencer Torkelson. After a season of a 2.96 ERA or average and 124 RBIs with 48 home runs in his rookie season. Pretty good showing from him. Just kind of looking at some of these guys quickly, just kind of glancing over them. I don't see anybody that really stood out as good as Spencer. Bobby Witt only hit himself a 268 average, 16 home runs and 72 RBIs. So I would expect Spencer to be the Rookie of the Year, if not unanimously. So we shall see on that one, but that would be nice to see him earning himself that award. So we are now looking at the salary arbitration eligible players. We've got quite a few, so I'm just going to kind of go over what we are thinking. Tyler Alexander was really surprisingly solid for us last season. Like I said in previous videos, I wasn't a fan originally of him being used as an actual starter instead of Matt Manning, but he surprised us and, in my opinion, made the right decision. So we will be offering him $1.2 million for his arbitration salary this year, which was the recommended. Spencer Turnbull didn't pitch, so we will be offering him less than that than what he earned last season, or his current salary now. We might look into extending him for now, but these are just kind of numbers that we're thinking if we don't want to actually extend any players. We will be withdrawing Jacob Barnes, and we will also be withdrawing our offer to Jose Cisnero. He's been solid for us over the last few seasons, as you can see, with a decent ERA. And a relatively solid ERA plus, but this last season at the age of 33, posting a 5.61 ERA, wasn't the biggest fan of that of his performance last season, and obviously, as you can see, he's below replacement level. So with him at 33 years old, and he was looking for over $2 million, we will be withdrawing our offer from him and letting him become a free agent. Drew Hutchinson, probably one of our best pitchers last year, but very injury prone last season, it seemed, even though he's only a normal injury proneness. He got hurt, or he was on the IL at least 3 times, I believe. So it was recommended to offer him, I think, somewhere around 1.2 million. But with the injuries and things like that, I think it's fair to kind of reduce that offer to 850,000. Joe Jimenez, one of our younger guys in the pen, 27 years old, had a decent season, nothing stellar, but we think he is worth what he was earning last season, so that's what we're going to keep that at. Gregory Soto, again, struggled at the beginning of the season, but turned it around. Hinch used him as kind of a specialist role, even though he is the closer in real life. But so with that being said, as the role on his team is just essentially a specialist, 27 years old, and not like a stellar season, pretty average. Still above replacement level though. We will be offering him $850,000. We are withdrawing our offer to Dustin Gardner. Started the season off strong last year, but just didn't maintain that. So below replacement level, just not a great season overall for him. Jeremy Candelario, we're keeping his offer at what was recommended. Might look to extend him through his arbitration years. I'm not exactly sure how much longer he has. I need to really kind of deep dive into our full team salaries. But for now, we will be offering him just $500,000 more than what he earned last year. Didn't really do great. Obviously, as you can see, well below replacement level player, but still 28 years old. I believe that he can have a turnaround season last year. He's been solid for us his first 2 years as a full-time starter. But yeah, we'll see how he does next year. I think that we'll probably keep him in the starting lineup at third base, way or another. Austin Meadows are probably our second best bat this season behind Spencer Torkelson. He will be offering him probably the largest upgrade in arbitration. He was looking for actually $6.6 million, and we lowered that a bit just to hope that we can save a bit of money. I'm sure we probably won't win that arbitration battle, but we will also be looking to extend him as well, I think. Victor Reyes, 28-year-old, average season. Nothing great, but he did earn himself most of the starting time over Robbie Grossman last season, so that is that shows something that Hinch likes him. But with Riley Green coming up, Austin Meadows, and Akil Baddoo as our mainstays in the outfield, it seems like he will be kind of in a more bench role next season, but somebody that's worth keeping around. Injuries happen in baseball all the time, so it's good to have some depth options. And we will be offering Victor Reyes $1.4 million, which I believe was the recommended offer. Tucker Barnhart, Michael Pineda are pending free agents. We will not be submitting a qualifying offer to them. I think we're going to be moving on from Barnhart. Very solid defensive catcher. Humble guy. Just a solid character in the clubhouse. But with Dingler coming up and having a solid season last year, Jake Rogers is going to be available for us hopefully next year. And Eric Haas having a relatively decent season. We are going to be hoping that they are able to have a role in our starting lineup, and will be effective, even though they're not nearly as good of defensive catchers as Tucker Barnhart was. So we'll be taking a chance on some of those younger guys this season, it looks like, unless something crazy happens in free agency. Michael Pineda had a really good season. He's probably our second best starter this season overall. I wouldn't mind re-signing him, but with Spencer Turnbull coming back and Matt Manning, really hoping to get him some time, as well as Alexander Meisenskubel, we kind of have a rotation kind of figured out already. So I doubt we'll be going for any new pitchers in the offseason. Maybe just some organizational depth of some veterans that could fill in at the AAA level, but nobody at Michael Pineda's level. So we appreciated his time with us for the last season, and he played well. But again, we have some younger guys that we want to get playing time with that hopefully can improve and help us get to the playoffs by the 2027 goal that Illich has set for us. Just a few minor league free agents. Ryan Lavarnway, we're going to be letting him go. Josh Lester, we might re-sign to a minor league contract. But so that's kind of it for this. I'm going to start looking into possibly extending some guys before we hit free agency, so we can have a good idea of what our budget will be going into free agency. So that's going to be it for that, and I will update you as soon as we get some more stuff figured out. So we are going to be looking to extend Austin Meadows. We will be offering him a 5-year deal with a guaranteed value of $20 million, $20.8 million. Average annual is $7 million, close to $7.5 million. And we're going to kind of backload it a little bit. It kind of gradually increases with a player option after the third season. We asked him for a response, and he seems like he's going to like it. So that will sign him through his age 32 season, potentially, if he plays out his full contract. So we like Meadows. He's a guy that we want to have around for a while. And it kind of takes us out of his arbitration years, so we will actually be paying him a little bit more than what our arbitration offer was, but it will kind of save us in the next season, where he is potentially going to be looking to be paid around $11 million for that season, for the 24 season. So we are going to submit this offer, and we'll start looking at some more extensions. So Austin Meadows has agreed to our contract extension of 5 years, million. I think for what he's shown he can do in the last few seasons, it's certainly been worth it. I think if he would have had a full season, he would have had much better numbers, but his year in 2021 and even his 2019 season show that he's, in my opinion, worth the money. So we have locked him into 5 years, bringing him to his age 32 season. The fans are extremely excited about it, which is great. Kind of redeemed ourselves after trading away Robbie Grossman, a fan favorite. So we are gonna start simulating to the different awards, and I will update you on each of those. So the Gold Glove Award winners for the AL are Dallas Keuchel of the Chicago White Sox at pitcher. Tucker Barnhart, happy to see that he earned that award while in Detroit. But like we said, we are going to be most likely moving on from him. Jared Walsh, first base. Nicky Lopez, second. Matt Chapman, third. Carlos Correa, shortstop. Seth Brown, left field. Michael A. Taylor and Austin Hayes in right field. The Reliever of the Year awards go to Liam Hendriks of the Chicago White Sox, actually one that I voted for on my ballot, and Giovanni Gallegos, the closer for the St. Louis Cardinals. The AL Silver Slugger awards go to Yasmani Grandal, catcher. First base, Vladdy Guerrero, not surprised there. Second base, Jorge Polanco. Third base, Jose Ramirez. Shortstop, Bo Bichette. Left field, Eloy Jimenez. Center field, Mike Trout. And right field, AJ Pollock. NL award winners will be Will Smith. Catcher, first base, Matt Olson. Second base, Ketel Marte. Third base, Justin Turner. Shortstop, Francisco Lindor. Left field, Christian Yelich. Center field, Cody Bellinger. And right field, Juan Soto. So, unsurprisingly, Spencer Torkelson has won the American League Rookie of the Year award. Proud of him. Great organizational pickup, and hopefully that he will help us make the playoffs by our year 27 goal, or before, hopefully even. Jeremy Pena won received 30 first place votes and finished second, while Julio Rodriguez finished third. Looks like Bobby Witt finished fourth with 11 first place votes. Charlie Montoyo, manager of the World Series Championship Blue Jays, wins the Manager of the Year award for the AL and the NL. Dave Roberts wins the NL Manager of the Year award. AL Cy Young winner Lucas Giolito won it for the Chicago White Sox, with Corbin Burns earning himself a Cy Young Award winner, or award for the Milwaukee Brewers. And on to the big award, Toronto's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Won the MVP award. Again, not very surprising after hitting 61 home runs and batting in 143 RBIs. He was followed up by Shohei Ohtani and Bo Bichette of also the Toronto Blue Jays. Juan Soto has won the NL MVP award, followed up by Cody Bellinger and Francisco Lindor taking one first place vote. So we were looking to possibly extend Jamer on a 2-year deal to take him through his arbitration years. He is not at all interested in a 2-year deal. He just refuses to be locked up that long, I guess. So I think what we're gonna do is just offer him a 1-year deal, taking him or to avoid arbitration. He was looking for 6.1 million, so this could save us. I know that we offered him 5.5 million. I'm not confident that we're gonna win that, so trying to be a little bit stingy with some of our money. So I don't know. I'm kind of on and off about this one. I think I'm gonna think about this one a little bit more. But I don't really enjoy taking my players to arbitration, especially the guys that we are dealing with on a daily basis in the lineup. We want them in the best mood we can. So, yeah, I'm going to keep thinking about this one, and I'll let you know kind of what we decide. So we do have more minor league free agents than I thought. I was not scrolling down all the way, so we do need to kind of comb through these a little bit and see who we think we can keep. The majority of these guys are older, so they are just going to kind of be organizational depth. But if able to sign to a minor league contract, could be worth keeping around. Josh Lester's one of those guys who had a pretty solid season last year with a 1.44, 112 OPS plus, 22 home runs, 61 RBIs. Also had a very similar season the year before, and a very above average first base defender. So he is a guy at 28 years old that could have a Frank Schwindel-esque effect on our team at some point. A little bit older of a guy. So I think he's a guy that we are going to offer a minor league extension to, and see how that goes. Right, so we have offered a few of our minor league free agents some minor league extensions. Josh Lester is one of them that I talked about. Willie Peralta, we're going to be looking to bring back. Luis Carpio, 25-year-old, played at the AA level mostly last year, and a little bit in Toledo. Luis Castillo, a right-handed pitcher, one of the guys we got in a trade, I believe, so we will be offering him an extension. Carlos Guzman, injured right now, but 24 years old still, young enough to be taking a chance on, I think. Chris Rabago, a 29-year-old catcher, had a decent season in Erie and a little bit in Toledo. Miguel Del Pozo, a guy that actually spent time with Detroit in 2021, and actually was demoted down to, or started his season in AA and actually is sitting in High A right now, which is interesting. Definitely a guy that profiles to be decent enough to be playing at the AAA, if not major league level. Gerson Moreno, another reliever that we've decided to extend an offer to. Elvin Rodriguez, guy that spent most of his time in Toledo, but actually also spent time in West Michigan. 2021 ended the season in Toledo, started in West Michigan and ended in Toledo. So kind of skipping AA there, but 24 years old, 3.0 ERA. It's definitely worth extending. Chase Smithbart, we're going to be extending, and the 24-year-old Jesus Rodriguez, I think we will also be extending a minor league contract too. So that is that for the minor league free agents. I will see you again shortly. So here we are at the arbitrations. We have results for a few of our guys. It's the email I got. The MLB salary arbitration hearings will be held today. For a few fleeting hours, general managers, players, and their mouthpieces will conduct a risky game of verbal tug-of-war. Players used to settling their scores on the field could make millions or find their paychecks slashed summarily. When the decisions are announced tomorrow, general managers will have a much better grasp on their budgets and the upcoming free agent market. One thing is for certain, when the results go public tomorrow, someone in Major League Baseball won't be happy. For us, that is correct on a few. So, Gregory Soto did earn himself $85,000, so that was in favor of us. Which is good. We're happy about that, especially with what he was looking for and the role that he played last year as just pretty much a lefty specialist. So we're happy about that. Drew Hutchinson, it's understandable. He had a very solid year for us last year. The only reason that we kind of offered him less than what he was looking for was due to the amount of time he spent on the injured list. So obviously he earned himself a pretty good paycheck. I think he was only looking for 1.2, so he definitely earned more going to arbitration than we would like, but that's okay. Victor Reyes' contract was in favor of us. $1.4 million for a guy that's going to be a solid bench player. Most likely. So, like I said, with injuries and stuff, it's good to have guys that can step in and fill those roles. Spencer Turnbull, out all last year with Tommy John. Pretty injury riddled over his course of his career. We offered him 1.5, the exact same amount he was earning. But looks like he was awarded with $2.5 million over what we wanted to give him. But for a guy of his caliber, we should. That's okay. We're expecting big things from him next season. Tyler Alexander, hearing went in our favor. $1.2 million is what we offered, and that's what he got. So he was looking for 1.7. And then Jamer Candelario, we decided to not extend, which I'm okay with. I'm happy about that. He has 1 year left, 2 years left, I believe. So he will be earning himself $5.5 million in his last year or two of, I believe this is his last year. With the Tigers, under arbitration at least. So he was looking for a lot more. So happy that we won that one. So then Joe, that went in favor of him. So he is going to be earning himself $2.125 million. So I believe that's going to be it for this episode. We will be moving into free agency in the next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next episode.